Am I the asshole for not punishing my son after he came up with a pretty elaborate plan to peep on the neighbor girl topless in her backyard?
Oh, hell no. What the hell?
That's weird.
Yeah, you're the asshole. You better punish yourself for being a damn peeping Tom.
This seems like one of the things that makes like a oh, this is what the protagonist in a 1980s movie does. And then we watch it like now and we're like,
What the
that's not okay, right? We're all in agreement that's fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like those stories of like how your grandparents met. And you're just like, I pestered her for 3 years
Until
before she
she
said
caved
yes.
in.
It's like,
I
well,
got her
that's not
fired
okay.
from every job so she couldn't do anything but depend on me.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Bro, if that was my kid, I would drive that kid to the freaking jail myself. I'm like, you fucking pervert.
Scared straight.
Oh man. Remember that show? What a good show. Nice call out.
The funny thing is I never actually watched it, but I just know the reference.
Yo, dude, it's so good.
All right. So lots and lots of ugly background here, but I'll try not to wander. My wife and I have been separated for 2 years, ink to paper on an ugly and contentious divorce back in May. I have primary custody of our 2 kids, 17-year-old daughter and 14-year-old son, and I live in the home which we've owned for 20 years. On Monday, I came home to find my son and his 2 friends up on the roof to our little sun deck. I asked him what he was doing and if he was being safe. They said they were playing Army, and since I coached the other 2 kids in mountain biking for almost 6 years now, I knew their parents wouldn't mind either. So I told them to put the ladder away when he was done and to keep his phone on just in case I needed him to come down. I was actually most perturbed because he didn't put the ladder away. So they did this every day this week until Thursday when my daughter came home from her CIT job and in her ever so sweet and aerobic tone asked me if I was really so stupid to think my son and his friends were playing Army and let me know that the real reason they're up there is that our 22-year-old neighbor was in her backyard topless and Aiden had set up a perch on the sun deck to get a better view. That was all one sentence. That was crazy.
That's crazy.
I climbed up thinking that she was just trying to get him in trouble, but sure enough, the deck had a perfect view of the chassis lounge where I assumed the girl had usually sat. I told my son to knock it off and he said he would. This morning, I got an angry knock on the door and it was my ex-wife and the neighbor. They've been friends for many years. Apparently, the neighbor called my wife sometime midweek and they had agreed that they would confront me and my son Saturday morning. We sat down and it went from a calm, this is something we're concerned about, to accusations of me being an irresponsible absentee parent and my son is leading an adolescent sex ring in a matter of seconds. I tried to remain calm and explain that they are just acting like 14-year-old boys and I've gotten them to stop. My wife...
Did you?
Probably not. My wife asked if I planned on punishing him. I said that I don't feel like he did anything punishment worthy, and rather this was a learning experience about respecting people's privacy.
If I was the neighbor, I would have been like, I think we have to fight now, right?
We're squaring up.
I think we're fighting.
My neighbor said that if he were her son, he'd be in intensive psychotherapy and medicated. I told her that it was really overkill. My wife told me not to talk to her friend like that and I asked them to leave before it got any more nuts. My wife has texted me that I'm being incredibly irresponsible and that if I don't do something, she's going to get her lawyer to revisit the custody agreement. In all of that, she called me an asshole several times and said it was more miserable being divorced from me than it was to be married to me. Yay, weekend. I guess that's about it, but am I the asshole for how I'm handling the issue with my son?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where it's like, you are probably justifying that you did the right thing because you said, hey, that's not good. And then you left it at that.
Yeah.
If you saw it a second time around and they're still doing it, it is up to you as a parent to say, dude, I told you to knock that shit out. That is not, and you need to explain it shouldn't have been an explanation needed because that is some perverted thing to do. But you got to go and elaborate and say, like, dude, you can't be doing that. That shit, you're fucking violating the neighbor's privacy. She can do whatever the hell she wants in her property. And why are you disturbing her when she's doing it in her own backyard? And not only that, you're setting the precedence for your kid that they're going to get away with doing this shit like in the future.
Yeah.
And all they're going to do is a little slap in the, and it's not even a slap in the wrist. It's more of like, hey son, don't do that. That's not good.
It's like he took an extra cookie from the cookie jar instead of peeping on your neighbor.
That's illegal, is it not?
It is.
Seriously. If I was a neighbor, bro, I swear I would I would go on and say like, dude, I'm gonna charge you guys for something, or I'm at least file a complaint, and I hope you guys get punished in some way.
As soon as he was like, it's not that big of a deal, it's just what 14-year-olds do, I'd be like, square up. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
Yeah.
I mean, it's granted he found out and shut it down, but who knows if he would have just done it again the next day while his dad wasn't there. It doesn't seem like he's very present. I'm not going to front, again, not a dad. I feel like if 14-year-olds are spending a good amount of time on the roof, they're probably not playing Army.
At 14?
At 14, you know what I mean? I feel like
not.
they want to play Army, they'll probably just play Call of Duty. I mean, I don't know. I mean, love kids playing outside. That's cool. That's not how we did it. But I would say that seems pretty
sus.
Yeah, sus.
Yeah.
Like, kudos to the daughter for telling him, but also, where were you to not inquire more about it? Like just being more mad at the ladder thing 3 days in a row. Then so I don't know. Like, I think now, do I think the son needs to be in intense psychotherapy and heavy meds? Probably not. Probably just regular therapy, I think, would be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or even some sort of punishment like grounding or anything.
Something. Like to say, I don't really think he needs any punishment is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could have done one simple thing to remedy that situation, not give them any access to get up in the roof. Be like, hey, y'all can't fucking hang out here because you guys are doing some shady shit.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
could have stopped it. That's the first thing he could have done.
Right.
But sure,
right.
those two, your two little friends are not allowed back at the house.
Yeah. Those creepy mountain bikers. I mean, I agree with that, John, but it also should have come with some sort of punishment. Like he didn't punish him at all. Other than,
not at all.
Oh, you can't do something illegal anymore. It's like,
hey, knock it off. And then that's it.
And then,
knock it off with a wink. Don't do it again.
Knock it off.
Also, the ladder's there. You can get up there anytime that I'm not home. Like, it's just crazy.
This reminds me of fucking that Theo Von story where he was like, oh yeah, we had one kid at our school that just, it's illegal for us to buy magazines or whatever. So he would just draw boobs.
Oh, I saw that
They were like,
clip.
what?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, he would just draw boobs from memory and people would pay him money for it.
Yeah, he was like, we paid him $4. And he's like, you paid him $4? And he's like,
you're like, you'd pay $8.
You'd pay $8.
You'd have paid $8. That's crazy.
But Reddit agreed and said asshole. Serenity Violet said definitely an underreaction. Boys being boys is not a response that teaches them
never
to behave better.
Actually just quite never really the response.
No, never a good.
Again, not a parent, but I just feel like there's always a better reasoning, or boys will be boys is just so dumb.
Yeah,
like this.
It's a tired excuse for them to get away with anything.
Yeah,
just punish kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No
Teach
matter
them
the
right
gender.
from wrong. Boys will be boys is not an excuse to do weird, perverted, creepy shit. You know
exactly.
What I mean? That's how we get fucking locker room. It's the evolved locker room talk, which I think is also a crock of shit.
Yeah. There should be consequences for this, including telling the parents of the other boys involved so that they can be dealt with as well. So that was from Serenity Violet. And
also, how are you going to tell? Because it sounds like this is the ex-wife and the neighbor sounds like mom.
Yeah,
so how are you going to tell two women that were defending another vulnerable woman that they're overreacting when your son is a peeping Tom? It's just like, read the goddamn, and your daughter is the one that had to fucking wake you up to the whole thing. No, wake up here. You know what I mean? It's
crazy that if one less woman was involved in this, your son would have gotten away scot-free. Yeah. It's insane.
And that's always a dangerous precedence to set. It's like, oh, I can get away with shit. I can do this to anybody else. I'll set
Especially
up another
at
fucking
14.
fort
Just teach them early, like, hey, that was really fucked up. Instead of being like, damn, not that big of a deal, I guess.
Yeah.
Push him off the roof one time. Just say there's repercussions to actions.
Well, maybe not that.
I mean, I would. If my kid was a pervert like that, I'd be like, oh shit, you slipped, dumbass.
I'd have been like grounded. No more army.
Oh, he's going to be grounded when his ass
you're
falls
going
off
to the
roof.
army, actually. There we go.
Get therapy.